All right, just doing the usual, waiting for people to show up, and then we'll get the day started, all right? What's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? Mark, hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, just waiting a couple more seconds here, and then we'll get the show going, all right? How's everybody doing tonight, all right? Everybody doing well? Can you hear me okay? All right, 8 people watching. Very good. Good. I'm glad everybody's starting to show up, man. It's always like not nerve wracking, but it's always like, oh man, I hope people come and hang out with me tonight. But I've been promoting this hangout for about 3-4 days now, so people certainly know at 7 o'clock tonight we're gonna be hanging out and doing our usual Friday night hangout, guys. Living the dream. Audio's fine. Guitar guy. All right, cool. All right, guys. So I'll start the show off with just saying I hope everybody's having a great Friday night. And this weekend's a great night, or excuse me, this weekend is a great time for me personally because I have just dropped a brand new single called Your Lie. And then I'm also dropping my second full length album this coming Sunday. And it's available for all streaming services: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, iTunes. It's available everywhere. And so I just wanted to celebrate that and celebrate those two releases, and then just interact with you guys as I always do. And if anytime you have any questions about about what I'm doing, or any questions about guitar, Slipknot, your favorite bands, you guys know the deal. And just interact amongst yourself in the comment section and the chat as well, and we'll get the night going. All right, that's today's agenda. Edwin, what's up, my dude? Good to see you, man. Cody, that single is bomb. Thank you, man. Yeah, so guys, if for those of you watching, if you've checked it out, You're Live, my single, I just put it out today at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm very, very proud of it. It's the first time I've added vocals to an original song in about 2 years, and it's the first time I've done it since I've really got my niche down on my channel. And I've, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've certainly gotten a lot of positive feedback with all my covers, like my Slipknot covers and stuff. And people have been saying my screams have been doing very, very well. Oh, excuse me. And so that's inspired me to put my own lyrics and my own vocals over my own instrumental stuff. So again, it's called Your Lie. I just dropped it about 3-4 hours ago. And yeah, it seems to be getting nothing but a positive response. And it just reassures that people are digging my vocal style and how I scream. So if you guys want to check that out, man, it'd mean the world to me. All right. So I just appreciate everybody who's watched it thus far and listened to it thus far. Thank you. So seriously, it means the world to me. If you guys want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. Hi, bro. I just started playing guitar 3 months ago. What do you think a guitar player should focus on in the beginning? Hell yeah, that single is bomb. Nikki, hell yeah. Thank you for showing up, Nick. And how old am I? Oh wait, he's asking him how old am I. I was gonna say I'm 51, so there's an answer to that. It's a joke. I'm not 51. So what would you do for starting out? All right, that's easy. Learn your favorite band songs. That's the easiest way to get inspired, and the easiest way to want to pick up the instrument. I don't recommend learning theory or scales or chords even, man. I don't recommend that. Get the passion and get the just the basic techniques, getting the strings under your fingers by learning your favorite song. Like, let's say your favorite band is Metallica or Pantera, just play their stuff. Even if it's not very good, just play it, and it'll inspire you to get better. And it's like, you already know how that song goes, and once you have it down, it'll be cool to rip off like some Walk or some Enter Sandman. So I don't recommend learning scales or chords until you're passionate about it and you're sure that's what you want to be doing. And then from there, then you can start to learn scales and what I call the boring stuff that you need to know. But just learn how to play your band's favorite songs, man. That'd be my recommendation. What do you guys recommend? Leave it in the comments and the live stream. And, if you have any ideas, certainly bounce it off each other. Just let's help each other out. Edwin, fire department is on their way because there's too much fire coming from your channel. Hey, Edwin, thanks, man. Edwin checked out my my single. and he dropped that comment. So Edwin's such a good dude, man. California boy, Slipknot fan. He's always been in my corner for a long, long time now, and he always shows up for my live stream. So a huge shout out to him. And he's the cat that's won the 2 plugin giveaways that I've done thus far. My third one for the Will Putney Suite is done for the people that are $10 and tier above on Patreon. That's going to be done on June 1st. So we got like about a week so far before that's, or excuse me, we have a week until then. So if you guys are interested in getting the Will Putney Suite, man, just become a patron, $10 and above. It helps this channel, and I want to give back to you guys. So Edwin, very, very good dude. All right, do I like Charvel guitars? Yeah, I like Charvel guitars, but Charvel is just like, that's the brand that I don't really play that much, because just the people that I like to like, how do I put this? The people that play Charvel aren't the people that I'm interested in personally. So therefore, like, I don't really like, I never really wanted to pick one up. I've never played a Charvel other than one time at a Guitar Center in Dallas, Texas. But yeah, like, I'm not like an 80. I feel like Charvels are like 80s shredders, like the Jakey Lees and people like that. Jim Root played a Charvel for a while here and there, like around the Volume 3 era. But yeah, it's not me, but they're very cool, man. Like, Charvels are very cool. But again, it's very like 80s to me. I think of like Poison and Motley Crue when I think of Charvel. I think of like BC Rich and Charvel and, you know, brands like that for guitar. But nothing against Charvel at all, man. Joe, Alex, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. Yeah, guys, so again, if you're just joining me, we're just celebrating, you know, my release of my brand new single. It just came out today. And then my second full length that's coming out this coming Sunday under the name Luna Muerta. It's on all streaming services, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify. If you want to follow me on Spotify, that means the world to me, man. It's really cool to see people from all over the world get into what I'm into. So if you guys want to help support me and listen to all my music, you know, it'd mean the world to me. What's really, really cool is a lot of people that watch my demo stuff of gear and or like tutorials and stuff, you know, all those riffs and all those songs are like the skeletons, the bare bones of what becomes my solo stuff. So if you're into my playing style and into my gear reviews and my demos and into the songs that I create, I guarantee you like 99% of all my demo songs turn into a much bigger production value full-length song in instrumental form. So yeah, guys, if you just want to help support me, man, just follow me on Spotify, stream my solo stuff, Luna Muerta. Check out my brand new single. It's on my channel right now. If you want to listen to that and then come back to the stream, you know, it's literally the perfect way to support me and just show that you guys are into what I'm doing. So it means the world. I'm gonna check into the chat real quick. Sounded dope. I liked it a lot. Thank you, man. How do I like BC Rich guitars? So I had a first guitar I ever had, first electric guitar that I ever had was my BC Rich Warlock, the starter pack with like the black and white tribal. I'm sure you guys have seen it, and with like the little like 1x8 combo amp. That was my first electric guitar, and then I've since, well, I did it like 7 years ago. I painted it black, red, and white like Eddie Van Halen stripes, and it's at my mother's house. It was on this channel one time about 2 years ago. Back when I barely had any subscribers, and those OGs saw it. But yeah, that was my first guitar. So BC Riches are cool, but they're like, I don't even know if are they even in business anymore? Like, besides Kerry King, does anybody else endorse them? I don't know. I know Joe Perry used a BC Rich bitch. Mick Thompson played them for a while. I mean, they're cool, but it's kind of like, they're kind of like outdated. You know what I mean? So I'm not really that into them. You know what I mean? Ray, what's up, man? What's up, man? Saw the single, gonna check it out. Yeah, please do, dude. Please do. So while we're on the subject of just my stuff, my solo stuff, what I'm trying to give to the listener is like, you know, it's cool to have like, you know, an instrumental, and it's cool to have like your own solo project. But what I'm trying to do, guys, is just like give out the emotions that I'm feeling. It's not just to play heavy and to like just, you know, shred and like have cool riffs. Like I'm really like trying to evoke emotions and provoke something out of you, because like my music, although it's instrumental for the most part, other than my single today, it's very, very nostalgic, and it comes from a lot of not necessarily happy memories from my life, like a lot of loss, a lot of death, a lot of people passing away. And I try to share that sparingly, because it's not really like, you know, it's not fun to talk about, and I don't want people to come to my channel and be bummed out and sad about, things that happened in my life. But at the end of the day, it has happened in my life. Just a lot of deaths in the family, a lot of people taking their own life, a lot of friends taking their own life. So when I write these songs, and like when I add like the choir and the chorus and the keys, like I'm arranging it to try to recreate those emotions that are in my head that I'm trying to get out. And it's not just it's not just like to try to play heavy and be like super metal, you know what I mean? Like there's more to it. And I've never really told anybody this about my solo projects. Like, I want to create emotions because I'm not using my vocals until today. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to create some nostalgic, dreamy, spacey, but heavy emotions all at the same time. And using the things that happened in my past, whether it was in the military or just personal life or relationship, friendships, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to summon all that up and put it into the form of music. And so that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand and get you guys to listen to. Like my demo songs to my solo stuff, it's all about a very nostalgic type of musical, timbre, musical nuance, you know what I mean? So I've never told anybody about that yet, and this is the first time I'm introducing it to you guys because I've had this solo project for a while. But I don't want people to listen to my music and be bummed out, but at the same time, that's the place that I'm coming from. So any place besides Reverb to get pickups? I'm looking for a set to mod my Ibanez. I guess it depends on your budget and what you're looking for. I mean, for me, when I'm looking for mods, I don't really do mods. I'm not really into mods, but I don't really like buying stuff used because you just don't know where that stuff's been. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know who's taken out the electronics. They could have like snipped the wires, and they could have like, you know what I mean? Like it could be a bad pickup. That's why they're selling it, and people could just be, trying to get over on you and not selling you a quality product. So besides Reverb, I try to buy new whenever possible. There's certain things I try to buy new, and that's like electronics, and I try to buy amplifiers new. Guitars, I buy guitars used most of the time, but like things that like requires electricity, like the electronics and amplifiers, and even pedals too, for the most part, I try to buy new whenever possible. But if you can't, if that's not in your budget, eBay is always good. And then just like wish.com, I've heard people buy pickups from there. But yeah, I think Reverb is probably your best bet, honestly. At what age did I start playing? So I've been playing for about like off and on, let's see, 2019, off and on 16 years. I played for a lot when I was a kid, but then I took a break when I was about in high school, like middle school, high school era, just because I was focused on other things. Like schoolwork was huge, unfortunately, and then sports too. I played sports really, really pretty much exclusively in my late teens, and then it wasn't until I was in college to where I picked up the guitar and took it extremely serious. And then from like 19 till present day, that's when I really like got the best that I am. Right now is the best I've ever been. But I played it like let me simplify it. From like age 11 to like 15, 16, I played cover songs. I was the cover artist, just played hard rock and metal covers. And then I took a break, and then when I came back when I was 19, it took about 2 weeks to get back to where I was in terms of like playing covers. And I'm lucky I kept my chops. It's kind of like riding a bike. But then from 19 on till now, 27 years old, 8 years later, that's when I like took it as like extremely serious, and like all my free time was spent on learning theory and playing the instrument, just because I had the opportunity to. So about off and on about 16 years, but in total probably about 12, I would say. I know Luna Muerta means dead moon, but where did that name come from? So I'll be honest, man. I don't know where it came from. I was looking for something cool. I'm almost fluent in Spanish, and I don't know if that had any indication of where it came from. But yeah, it was just like back when I was trying to create something new and original and that rolled off the tongue. It just came out, and I just ran with it, and I loved it, and I love it to this day, and it just stuck. So that's where it came from. So Luna Muerta is just who I am. That's just what my solo project became, and that's what it's, that's what it's continued to stay. So just freak thing, man. I don't know. Just happened one day. Do I like metalcore? Hell yeah, I like metalcore. I love August Burns Red and Parkway Drive. Parkway Drive has since changed to like a hard rock band, but their early days, like Killing with a Smile, Horizons, and even a little bit of Deep Blue was like untouchable stuff, man, like amazing stuff. And August Burns Red, Pennsylvania Boys, I love to this day, man. They're very, very good, and I've seen them live a bunch, and I love old school metalcore. And I don't really like it too much anymore because like Asking Alexandria is not like all the metalcore bands that were metalcore aren't metalcore anymore, except August Burns Red, in my opinion, at least to my knowledge. You know what I mean? Like Memphis Mayfire, Asking Alexandria, Miss May I really don't even listen to them anymore. Yeah, but I like the old school stuff for sure. What string gauge are you using with the Les Paul, and what tuning? So this Les Paul has been in about like 3 different tunings already since I got it. It's become like one of my favorites. It's not the workhorse that is the Jim Root Strat, the black one. Wait, trying hard to do it backwards and with my shoulder, my bad arm. Yeah. So I had it in drop A about last week for when I did Can a Les Paul do drop A. I won't even count that. When I'm in drop B, it's 10 to 52. And I should probably bump it up to about a 56 or 58. But right now it's in standard 10 to 46. It's the regular Slinky Ernie Ball, the bright yellow pack. That's what this is. And it's in drop D. It's out of tune, but it's in drop D right now. Drop D as much as it is in tune. Yeah, drop D. So answer your question, regular or drop D, 10 to 46. Drop B, it should be 11 to 56, like the beefy Slinkies. And I had it in drop A with my 8-string set. So, but yeah, drop B in for metal stuff, probably 11 to 56, 58. That's probably what I would use. What amps do you use? I'm just looking for something new. Okay. So I just I just recorded a demo of a new guitar that I've got my hands on in the studio. And I just recorded it through my Mark V 25. It was through that setup right there. With the TC Electronic Noise Gate and the Ibanez TS9. So that's like my dream setup right there, the Mark V 25. Beautiful amp. I love it so much. That's the amp I use the most. But I also have an EVH 5150 EL34, as well as a dual rectifier just off screen over here. And I also have the DC3 Mesa Boogie combo, which I've yet to do a demo of. That's the first amp I ever had in my life. That was my father's. This isn't the actual one, but it's the same model. And but other than that, I don't really have too many amps. Tube amps are kind of like my new thing. I've always had guitars and an Axe effects and plugins. And I just recently started getting to the amp side of things. Like about 2 months ago, maybe I started getting amps and borrowing amps from friends, and getting stuff on the channel because I was really rather naive with recording tube amplifiers. But now I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. I got something I want to show you guys. I'm going to look at the chat some more. And if you guys have any questions, just throw them all down there. I get to them. But I have something in the studio that you guys haven't seen I want to share with you guys. So be on the lookout for that. Just stay tuned. All right. It's cool. It's really cool. What's up now, Bob? What's up, dude? Hooah. Oh, man. That's an army saying hooah. Oh, my God. I haven't said that in a while. How did you find scales to learn? I have fast hands, but don't know where I'm going. Okay. That's a tough question because it's like scales are like the right notes. Like I did a video about introduction to modes, and the modal shapes and scales are like the right notes you're supposed to hit. But honestly, I don't really stick to modal shapes and scale shapes when I'm playing, like for a solo or something. I like the Dorian shape. I like that one. That's probably the one I use the most, if at all, and a little bit of major sometimes, or Mixolydian. But I don't really like, oh, I have to play this modal shape or this harmonic minor shape when I'm soloing because I have to, because music says so. I just play a lot by just like knowing what it's going to sound like. like I play in drop B a lot, and I know like where on the fretboard drop B sounds how I want it to sound. You know what I mean? Like I know what this note is going to sound like. Let's say this is in drop B. I know that's a C sharp, that's a D, that's an E. You know what I mean? Like I know where they are because I played it for so long. So just know your instrument, man. That's why I keep saying, like, when my lessons, music theory for metal, you got to know where you are. Like it took me forever to like swallow my pride and learn the fretboard. But once I did, man, I knew like the note names. I didn't just know like, oh, you know, seventh, three. What you Nirvana didn't know music theory, and you know, blah blah blah. But you know, you're not Nirvana. You know what I mean? No offense to anybody that doesn't know music theory, but you know, every musician that makes it might not know music theory, but every good musician knows music theory. You know what I mean? Like some mediocre musicians, like let's face it, Kurt Cobain, for example, nothing against the band, but not a very good guitar player. He got away with what he did. He got famous, you know, made Nirvana huge. But guys like John Petrucci knows music theory, and even if he wasn't in Dream Theater, he would make it as a solo artist. You know why? Because he knows what he's doing. And I really do now believe in like knowing theory and knowing where you are. So to answer your question, long story short, just know your fretboard, man, and know like okay, if I want to play fast and you want to land somewhere, know what it's going to sound like when you land before you get there. So just practice and just stick to a tuning. Again, just stick to a tuning and know how it's going to sound before you get there. I had a teacher one time tell me, like, when I'm like, if you're shredding, like, you know, you're just playing a million miles an hour. He said it like he's just thinking of where to go. So like when you land on a note, it's going to make sense, because this isn't really theory. That's just showing off. I mean, let's be real. It's just showing off. You can play like an arpeggio, but it's just showing off. And then once you land on that note, it's got to make sense. So just don't really worry about scales and stuff. Just know your fretboard, know what it's going to sound like. Just stick with the tuning, learn your notes, and therefore, you know, because you don't know where you're going, because you're playing fast, but you don't know where you're going, know where you're going and then play fast. If that answers your question. Hope that helps. As I Lay Dying, I don't like As I Lay Dying. I'll never support a band where the lead singer tried to kill his wife. And I firmly believe that. Do you like hard rock and modern metal? Ever listening to old school stuff like thrash or anything by chance? I mean, like old school, the Big Four, kinda, but no, man, I don't really listen to that stuff. It's just not for me because I don't like the tuning. I don't like standard tuning metal. I think it sounds weird. It's just my own personal take on things. I just don't think it's like heavy enough for me, and it doesn't like resonate with me. And thrash just isn't something that I've ever been into. I like stuff with a little more groove, like, you know, like Pantera's the only band I think that's in standard or a quarter step down, whatever you want to call it, that like can sound good in that tuning because it's like groove metal. Like the end of Cowboys from Hell, you know, or no, that's Raining Blood. Cowboys from Hell is da 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 ba 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. I was just playing Raining Blood. Wrong song. Like that is just so simple, but it's so heavy because it's got rhythm. It's not like seeing how fast we can play. And I'm not a big fan of like speed metal or playing as fast as possible. I like stuff that's a little slower and groovier and gentler, if you will. So I really don't listen to old school like thrash and stuff like that. I really don't. It just doesn't resonate with me. I was a little too young when that stuff was popular, you know what I mean? I wasn't around for that. So, not really, I'll be honest. I'm wanting to save up for a Fortinhead, but so that's my dream, man. The Meshuggah or the Cali. Yeah. You know, I saw Fortin on Instagram, like, putting out the white ones. I think they're the Calis, right? And I was like, oh, let's check out the price. And I was just like, Never mind. Never mind. I'm not getting that one. Yeah, the Ford and stuff would be a dream amp. Diesel's that boutique amp. That's my dream. The Diesel like VH4 or the Herbert. Yeah. So I think I'd get one of those before I got a Ford amplifier. Hey guys, just got in from dinner. What did I miss? Well, hey man, welcome back. Yeah, Michael, choppy feed. Yeah, I don't know. It comes in and out. I think because we're getting thunderstorms here in Philadelphia. I do apologize. Just bear with me. I hope it doesn't cut out. But yeah, we're getting crappy weather here. But what'd you miss? Nothing much. Just I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat. Sorry. Listen to any old school. All right, I'll get back to you. I'm getting off track. So what'd you miss? I'm here just saying thank you for everybody that's supporting my solo stuff and my solo album that's dropping Sunday under the name Luna Muerta. I just put out a single Friday. So yeah, we're just hanging out just as we do every Friday night for the most part. It's almost like an annual or a weekly hangout every Friday night. So yeah, you really didn't miss much. We're just hanging out, is just talking metal and talking music, talking guitars, per usual. Okay. Oops, I meant listen to any old school. Damn autocorrect. So like any old school music in general. Get back to me on that because I do. I listen to a lot of old school stuff. All right, let's see here. You have any tips for doing ambient metal? I'm a sucker for reverb and delay. Yeah. So again, Luna Muerta, my projects, man. That's like what I'm a huge fan of. And like the Polini plugin that just came out by Neural DSP, like that clean stuff that's on that plugin, I've been using that heavily for a lot of stuff that'll be released this Sunday for a lot of the ambient stuff. And again, I just come from a place of like nostalgia and not like trippiness. I don't partake in drugs, but I feel like my music is geared towards those people. Just by the nature of how I create, like the very like spacey, spacious, dreamy type of sound. Any tips for it? Just, I don't know. It's hard. That's a hard thing to answer. I just, how to create it. Just, I don't know. It's got to come from here to it's like, how do you create something that's so ambient and simple, but yet it has to have feeling? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a really tough question to answer. I don't have an answer for that. Just create what sounds like is evoking that emotion. Like ambient stuff for me, again, it's just all about nostalgia, all about tripping and dreaminess and just like thinking about, just shutting your mind off. So create what's ever in your head on the fretboard, and then you've just created what you're trying to create. You know what I mean? It's like, that's like something you can't really answer. It's case by case. I don't know, man. That's a good question. It's a hard question to answer. Which tube amp for bedroom practice would you recommend for heavier stuff? Oh, that's easy. The PV5150 mini head, man, hands down. That amplifier, that was the first real tube amp I had in my own possession. I was in Fort Benning, Georgia. I bought it from a music store in Alabama. And yeah, that thing's heavier. That thing's heavier than most bedroom tube head amplifiers for sure. And it's pretty cheap too. It's only like $600. Another one is like the EVH lunchbox stuff, but they're pretty basic and they don't have a lot of features. Like the 6505 has like reverb. It has clean channel, a crunch channel, a lead channel, has the speaker emulated output, so you can record right into your interface. So for bang for your buck, 6505 mini head. And then I guess a runner up, I'd guess maybe like, yeah, the EVH stuff, or maybe like a Dark Terror by Orange. But 6505 mini head is awesome. I'm looking to try to maybe get one of the Invective mini heads on this channel very, very soon when they drop here this summer. So I'm going to try for that one. Don't quote me on that. All right. Man, 20 people watching. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right. How do you feel about Die Art of Murder? They're my favorite deathcore band. I'm not really into deathcore per se, but that's like the one exception to the rule. Like Whitechapel solid, old Suicide Silence is solid, but Die Art of Murder is like, it's like deathcore, but it's like, it's heavy and it's almost genty and it's very groovy and rhythmic. You know, like their most popular track, probably Rain of Darkness. You know what I mean? Like that intro is so like heavy, but it's not like a bunch of blast beats and that's it. Like it's got dynamics and it's got like half tempo stuff. You know what I mean? And I love The Art is Murder, man. Pure straight of hate. Let's see what else. Holy War is like extremely groovy. You know what I mean? I didn't like their latest song they just put out. I forget what it's called. I forget, Edwin. I forget what it's called. Human Target or something like that. I think that's what it's called. I didn't really like that one, but that's all right. But The Art is Murder, I love The Art is Murder. I'm like I'm a hardcore casual fan, or a casual hardcore fan, if that makes any sense. Like I'm not like a diehard fan, but like I'm casually really into them. The songs that I know that by them I'm obsessed with, but I don't know their whole catalog. Because at times they are very much like a blast beat band, and I'm not really into that sometimes. But apart from that, I love The Art is Murder, seriously. Mediocre player like me, I don't know theory as you did. I know where the notes I'm seeking out on the fretboard, though. I just kind of counts for something. Yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing, man? Dude, not to be like, oh, I know all this theory and oh, I'm a guru now, and I'm still learning every day. But I certainly know a lot more than what I used to know. And I'm trying to like tell people this, like, hey, you don't need to know it, but it definitely doesn't suck knowing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of cool to walk around knowing, hey, I know where stuff is on the fretboard finally, and I know what I'm doing finally. I'm not just like, oh, because it sounds cool. I don't know, I just play it and it sounds cool. Like I got away with that for so long until like I started playing like jazz and classical, and you know, I'd be in the classroom and like people would be laughing at me, man, because I was the like cliche metalhead. You know what I mean? Like I would just play like root fifth in jazz. Like I'd be like literally, all right, come for a solo. All right, you got it. What key are you in? G? Sure. Play a major seventh. No, a major seventh. I'll get it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what I was doing, and but now like I had to for a grade, and because I didn't want to be embarrassed anymore, and I figured out theory, and it's like so eye opening, and it's fun to create knowing like where things are, and I'm trying to tell people that. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. Again, it's not necessary per se, but it definitely doesn't suck. I'll leave it at that. You like them Genty boys, Periphery, Monuments, After the Burial, etc.? Yes, I do. Periphery was the first gent band I ever heard back when their first album came out. And then I used to love Old School Volumes and After the Burial, Meshuggah. I love it. I love Meshuggah. Monuments, they're solid. Who's another one? What's the band? Architects. I like Architects a little bit. Like they're solid. Yeah, I like gent. I'm a genty boy at heart, but I gent with like a Les Paul, which is weird and rather unique. I don't see too many other people genting on a Les Paul on the internet or anywhere really. So I'm kind of proud of that. You know what I mean? I'm kind of proud. I'm the first like cat to really be playing gent on a Les Paul, at least that I've seen. I'm sure somebody else has done it, but I kind of like to wear that on my sleeve. Like, hey, I play Gibsons and I play this classic rock machine, but I use it how it's not supposed to be used, and it pisses all the old school dudes off, and I love it so much. Are you into bands like Parkway Drive, August Burns Red? Yes. So I just answered this question about 20 minutes ago. It's okay. We're talking about metalcore. Parkway Drive and August Burns Red are my two favorite metalcore bands of all time. Sorry, Ray. In my original question, I was asking if you listen to any old school metal, but autocorrect changed the word to listening. No worries, man. Old school metal, yeah. I mean, not really. I like my old school stuff is like classic rock and punk. Like I love the Sex Pistols, the Clash, Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Rush, bands like that. But old school metal like Slayer, Exodus, Megadeth, Metallica, no, not even Black Sabbath really. Nah, not really. I'll be honest, and that's kind of blasphemous, but it's just not what I grew up with. You know what I mean? I kind of grew up with like new metal and my father's classic rock and his new wave and his punk. I didn't get the old school thrash. My father wasn't a thrash metal dude. He was like a new wave punk kind of guy. So it's interesting how like where I came from, my influences, and I kind of missed that whole thrash era. But nah, I really don't listen to that old school stuff. All right. 25 people watching. Thank you guys, man. I really appreciate it. Keep the questions coming, man. This is fun. This is really fun, and it helps me out. It helps me, just teach you guys and just know you guys, and just I've seen all you guys' faces and all my comments, and it's fun when I see you in a live stream. Although we're not hanging out, it's just cool like to see you interact with me live, and yeah, I'm digging it, man. I love doing these streams, man. It's really a lot of fun. It's a lot better than talking to a camera and hoping that people see what I have to say. Any reason you pick drop B over C? For me, I find it still bar chords and drop C versus drop B better for me. Well, you can bar in any tuning. I mean, drop C doesn't make it better for bar chords. It's just let's see, B to C is a hat. Wait a minute. B to C is a half step. So the whole tuning is just a half step difference. So I mean so let's say I'm in drop B now. I'm in drop B. This is C, D, E, F, F sharp. I mean, I can bar just the same. Okay, let's say I'm in C now. So this is C, C sharp, D, E, F, F sharp. You know what I mean? Like it's all the same. So I'm not really sure what you mean. You can bar just the same in any tuning. Let's say I'm in drop A, B, C, D, E, F. You know what I mean? It's all the same. So it doesn't matter what tuning you're in. So I picked drop B because Parkway Drive and Slipknot played in drop B. And when I started to take the guitar serious again, when I was like 13, 14, when I was taking it somewhat serious, I played in drop B exclusively. And then when I came back to it, my late teens, I played in drop B exclusively again. Just like what I stuck with, what I loved. I thought it was super heavy, but it wasn't too heavy. I don't like the way drop A sounds. Like my 7 strings, which I'll get to in a second. My 7 strings are in drop A, but I don't like open drop A. I think it sounds stupid. Like Psychosocial, drop A, Heretic Anthem, drop A. I hate that open sound. So I always, whenever I'm playing in drop A, this is always my lowest note 90% of the time, that A sharp. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, guys, you want to see something cool? Give me some thumbs up. I learned this from the Tone King. Give me about to 20 likes, and I got something cool to show you. All right, that's five more people, 5 more likes, and I got something really cool I want to share with you guys. I've obviously put down this guitar because there's something else I want to share with you guys. So I'm gonna answer a couple questions here. Nikki, what's up? Hey, good to see you. Always good to see you guys. Nikki Tedesco, amazing bass player. Check her out. Check her channel. We've done a collab or 2 before. She's been on my channel several times. Very, very, very talented bass player from California. If you guys haven't yet subscribed to her channel, those of you who have seen her know about her and know how talented she is, so you can certainly vouch for her. But yeah, Nikki, always good to see you. All right. All right. Thoughts on Matt Heafy's Epiphone signature? The all white looks pretty sweet. Would love to get my hands on one. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I'm not a big Trivium guy, and I'm not really into Epiphones at all. That being said, I think it's very cool, especially like the 7-string Les Paul, Epiphone Les Paul. I think that's cool. Yeah, I'm not into Trivium or signature models, or I'm not really into that too much. Jim Root's the only exception to that for me, really. I guess Keith Marrow, but I like rescued that guitar for it was like a couple $100, like $300. And I couldn't let somebody else take it. I rescued it from being abused like that, so to speak. But yeah, Epiphone Les Paul, that's cool, man. Trivium's cool. Ben Combs, what's up, my dude? Good to see you, man. All right, Black Tongue. Dude, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Black Tongue. I had a lot of crazy dudes in the Army that were into Black Tongue, and there were some wild boys, man. Some Jersey boys from the Army were into Black Tongue, and then like every song sounded the same. Every song was at like 60 BPM. It was like it's like if you took Infinite Annihilator and like cut the song in half and slowed it at 50%. That's every Black Tongue song. So I love Black Tongue. I don't even know any of their songs. I just love like it was almost like a meme of how like ridiculous it was. It was so sick. It's so heavy. I haven't heard that name in such a long time. Plugins for your plugins from the top of your head for ambient. By the way, ever listen to Rosetta? No, I've never heard of Rosetta. Plugins off the top of my head for ambience. Neural DSP, Plini, hands down number one. Old school bias effects, stock Logic plugins, and ambience. That's it. Top three. That's the only ones I ever use. Stock Logic plugins, the Neural DSP, Polini, and old school bias effects one, which people hate for some reason, but I love it. I use it all the time, but I don't say it because people hate on it, and like a lot of like the like ambient lead stuff that are in like the layerings of my tracks, bias effects. Ben, what's going on, man? It's so good to see you guys. Thank you so much for interacting amongst yourselves in the chat. It helps me out. You know, I can only answer so many questions so fast, so it's nice when I see you guys talking to one another. It helps me out, so I really appreciate that. Ray, did you find do you find that you have to adjust the intonation before on guitars that are in drop tuning versus standard? Yeah, with string gauges or string gauges or tunings, you always got to double check it. I think obviously when you're going from like a half step down, you don't really have to mess with the intonation too much. For me, it's always like the upper register needs a little bit of altering. But yeah, no, not really. I don't really. Intonation to me is like it's important, but it's like I don't like check it like every day. You know what I mean? Like I check it when I first put the strings on if I'm in a new tuning. But like if I just stick with the same tuning, same string gauge, I don't mess with the intonation. I trust it. So I adjust it sparingly because it's not going to be perfect. There's many altering factors like unevenness in the wood. Just this. I mean, I'm sure like there's been a Les Paul made one time where like you could have the best piece of rosewood and mahogany. And it's going to have the slightest bit of like, imperfection. It's a piece of wood. You know what I mean? And, with a lot of production guitars, they're not all perfect. And there's going to be bumps in the frets and everything. So like check the intonation. If it's like way out of tune, it's a huge difference. You know what I mean? Then check the intonation. But I don't really mess with it too much because it's just like it's not like a huge thing that I'm like super like critical of. You know what I mean? I check it when I drop tunings, but I don't mess with it that much. I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely transparent. I think it's a little bit overlooked, especially with like high gain metal stuff. If you're playing cleans, yeah, it's a little bit more important. But high gain metal, you don't really need to check it that much. Just make sure it's good to go. The first time putting it on new strings, new tuning, and then just run with it. Ben, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support, dude. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Tone Wars, good to see you, my dude. My buddy in the Army Infantry got back from Afghan a while ago. I bought a Jim Root Strat and a Mesa Boogie Mark V with a 412, and he lives in the barracks. He doesn't say his neighbors hate him. Oh, my God, dude. I have literally everything you just mentioned, the Jim Root Strat, a Mesa 4x12 and a Mark V, and in the studio it is deafening loud. You guys saw the EVH video, the sneak peek when I was like doing a playthrough. I had my shooting range ear protection on. I look like Mickey Mouse. But it's so loud, and I don't know how you can have that in the barracks. Oh my god, how can you have that in the barracks? Guys, if you don't know, the barracks are like the dorm rooms, like if you went to college or something like that. Barracks in the military are like just like your living space, but they're pretty close quarters. And at least the ones that I was in Germany and Georgia, they're pretty close together, and there's no soundproofing at all. That's pretty funny. Oh my god, he's gonna get in trouble, boy. Fingers crossed for Neural DSP plugins versus STL Will Putney suite video. I've already made that video. That video is already on my channel. I believe you might have missed that one. I did the Will Putney suite versus the Fortin Nameless suite about 2 weeks ago, actually. Yeah, I guess you missed that one, man. Can't believe you missed that. That was that video did very, very well. I think it's close to like 3,000 views in about 2 weeks, something like that. It's doing pretty well. You might want to go check that out. But yeah, that was a heavily requested video. Very, very requested video. All right, what's your go-to pick between EMG, Fishman's, and bare knuckle? Okay, I'll be transparent. I've never played bare knuckle. They're like on the agenda for getting a guitar with bare knuckles in them. But Fishman, hands down, not even close. Like, again, I love the Jim Root Strat. This is my workhorse. I mean, this thing has been through hell and back on this channel. I've used it so much. I just did Eeyore with this thing. I mean, it's kind of hard to see. I mean, it's been beat up and used very, 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 very heavily. But if this thing had a set of Fishmans in it, I would never put it down. And you're probably saying like, well, why don't you just put Fishmans in? Because like to me, it's like it would alter the Jim Root Strat-ness of, you know what I mean? Like it's a Jim Root Strat signature, and it came with EMGs, and like it's supposed to have EMGs, at least in my opinion. So I don't like want to mess with it, at least not right now. I was thinking about maybe doing it on the white one, but at the same time, this one feels better than the white one and plays better than the white one. So I don't know. And then you could just say, well, Ray, you could always just put it back if you don't like them. But I don't know. I'm just like weird with like changing pickups and stuff. I don't really like to do mods, especially with like a signature set or signature guitar with a set of pickups that came stock with the signature. And Jim Root uses EMGs. He's using retroactives now, but I don't know. I just don't want to mess with it. You know what I mean? Long story short, Fishman's 10 out of 10 times. I would never choose EMGs over Fishman's. Literally never. So if that answers your question, I think it should. That didn't make any sense. Fishman's. I've really been thinking about contacting Fishman, see if they can help me out with some stuff. I've got a couple companies on the horizons that I really would like to try to push, not only for myself, but for them and for you guys. Some metal-oriented guitar brands. Because Gibson, let's be real, I love Gibson, I love Fender, but they're not really metal brands, and I feel like you guys deserve to know about the metal stuff. The majority of you, which is a nice segue into what I want to share with you guys. All right. Look at this. Look at this. This is, I don't even know what it's called. It's an Ormsby 7-string. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's perfect for me. It's the perfect 7-string. The Keith Merrow that's over there, that was cool, and I love it, and it's good for leads and stuff. But this thing is amazing. 29 frets, fan fret, stainless steel, seafoam green, my favorite, 3-piece maple neck. This is like almost my dream guitar. I was thinking about doing a Kiesel, like saving up and doing a Kiesel custom. But then I found this, and it's like 99% perfect for me. Strat style body, fan fret, seafoam green, stainless steel frets. So this is my last 7-string I'm ever gonna get. I think I don't want to get another 7-string after this thing. So that's exciting. I'm very excited for you guys to check out an Ormsby giveaway on the Jim Root Strat. Kidding. You know what? I have had a thought. I had the Jim Root Telly, and I've only played it like twice, and it was only to get like knockout getting the Jim Root Telly, because like I don't like Tellys. I don't like Tellys at all, but I love Jim Root and I love Slipknot. You guys know that. So it was almost just to get it as like a collecting piece, like a piece of the collection. I'm trying to collect the Jim Root set. I told you guys, I need the black Telly and the black Jazzmaster. But I don't play it at all. So I was thinking about like maybe if I hit a certain number of subscribers, do a giveaway to one of my viewers, man. Like I think that would be an awesome thing to do, because I don't play it, and I could sell it on Reverb for less than what I paid for it, which sucks because I got rid of a couple guitars to get that guitar, but it's fine, whatever. But yeah, it just sits in the case, and I don't touch it. So I was thinking about giving that one away. as a nice thank you to one of you guys when I hit a certain number of subscribers. I'm working hard, guys. I'm really working hard, trying to push my original content, trying to put out good views and videos for you guys. And I appreciate everything you guys do for me, and I just ask that you just stick with me on this ride together. And I know I'm gonna get there. It's just a matter of time of when, And I have numbers are important, but I have an idea of like, when I've made it. You know what I mean? And I'll get there. I know I will. I won't stop until I do. It's just a matter of time of when that is. Whether that's tomorrow or 10 years from now, I don't know. It all depends on just luck, you guys, and myself. And but yeah, I would love to give away a guitar one day when I hit a certain number. So we'll get there. We'll all get there. And I just ask that you guys just stick with me. All right. I love the Fluence pickups too, but I'm also getting ready to try the EMG Lars Frederick's theme said one HH Strat. Can't wait to get in. Strats currently pups are crappy AF. Yeah. EMGs are solid, man. You can't go wrong with EMGs, but for me, Fishman's all day. Maybe do a tele giveaway with some sort of Wounded Warriors charity drive. It's not a bad idea. But the only thing is, no offense to Wounded Warriors or anything, it's just like, the military and music kind of really don't go hand in hand. Like military and metal isn't a big thing. I'll be honest. Military is like huge on country. Like if I was a country artist, that would work perfectly. But because I'm a metal dude, although I was in for 4 years, that I certainly have that going for me. That would be kind of cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Now I think about it. I made the mistake of selling my Dream Retelling. I missed it. Yeah, I'm glad I have it, but I don't play it. It's like literally brand new. I played it for the demo back in January, and I haven't touched it. I'll be honest, I haven't touched it, man. I've played it maybe one other time just to like try it, see if I connected with it, and it didn't work. So it's a shame. But yeah, I'm thinking about giving it away one day. Or selling it to fund another purchase, whether it be amp or guitar related for you guys. I'm done buying I'm done buying gear for myself. It's going to be exclusively for you guys and what you guys want to see. Funny enough, Ray, I'm not a big new metalcore guy. I'm an old school guy, but I love your content and the insane grind you're shooting for. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I think the people that are watching right now are certainly all supporting me. I mean, I usually sit with these streams. I usually sit around between 15 to 30 people, and it's you guys. It's you guys that care about what I'm doing and that are supporting me. And like, not to discredit anybody that's ever had any affiliation with my channel or me personally. It's you guys. There's a certain core with every channel. No matter how big or small the channel is, that push it. And, I'm working my ass off for you guys just because I know I have a vision for this channel and what I want and what I want to give back. But it's just a matter of time of how long or how quickly it'll take me to get there. And, all I ask is that you guys just be patient with me and just stick with me and support me. And I'll get there. I promise you I'll get there. It's just a matter of how long or how quickly that happens. All right. So just stick with me. All right. Just trust in me. I believe in you guys and we'll make it. All right. I promise you guys that I'm never giving up until I get there. Would love to see you rock the hell out of a Solar guitar. New 7-string looks cool. It looks like some alien tech. Yeah. The fan is crazy. It's like 28-inch scale to 25.5. I mean, it's a pretty aggressive fan. Solar guitar, man. Everybody's saying get a Solar. Everybody's saying get in a Solar, and I got to do it. I got to do it, but yeah, I know I have to because everybody's requesting one. But my biggest fear is that there's not a lot of market for a Solar guitar, and you can't buy that. You have to order them like overseas, and it's going to take some time, and then plus shipping. And my biggest fear is I'll have one and then there won't be a lot of interest in it. But if I keep getting these requests from them, I have to listen to what people want. And then maybe I could like mod it and give it away too, because that I don't think I'd have me personally, not saying like egotistical or whatever, but like I have a lot of instruments and I'm not at that level to where I can reach out to Ola England himself and be like, hey, can you send me a Solar and I'll give it right back to you? Like I'm not there yet. I'll be honest. So I'll have to buy it. But what I could do with that is I could certainly like mod it to make it more high tech or whatever you want to call it. Not high tech. You know what I'm trying to say. More specced out. Yeah, I could do that. And yeah, my biggest fear is just putting all that time and money and effort into something that like there's no like resale value or interest in content. So if that's what you guys are interested in, I might do like a poll on Patreon. My patrons, all you guys that are patrons on my Patreon page, I listen to you guys first because you guys believe in me. Not to say I don't listen to anybody, but I think you guys can understand where I'm coming from. They're like they're diehard fans of mine, friends of mine, and I love everybody that supports me. But the patrons, man, like they're killing it, and they're awesome. So if you want to help my channel, just $1. Just there's a lot of us here on this channel, but like $1 a month from you guys. If there's like 5,000 of us, think about all the gear I could sell to you guys, give away to you guys, mod for you guys. You know what I mean? It's like I could do it. It's a matter of time and being a smart businessman. I've said this before. It's all about the hustle, and I'm just asking for you guys to support. Just stick with me, and we'll make it, man. I swear I will never stop until I make whatever that number is, whatever that to where I made it. I know I'm gonna get there. I will literally never stop until I get there. It's just a matter of when I do. So if you guys just want to support me, just help me out. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. I know I'll get there. Resale value isn't great for solars, right? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know much about the company. I don't know. I'm a brother in arms and a medal from Sweden. I have looked at Strandberg guitars for a long time. How do you look at yours now that I owned a pair for a while? Hey, man. Well, cheers from the United States. Good to see you, man. I'll bring one out real quick. I got my 8-string. Where's my 8-string? I'll get that one too. So these are my Strandbergs. I've had them for this one about a year and this one about 8 months or something like that. The Strandbergs, they're a bit finicky, man. I'll be honest. I love them. They play amazing. The necks are cool, but like one time I had to return. I bought a 6-string one. I had to return it because one time I was changing out the strings and I broke off this black part right here from the high C sharp string / E string. But they play great and they're super fast, but super comfortable, but they're rather delicate. I'll be honest. In my opinion, they're rather delicate. And I play my instruments hard and I play them very aggressive and I beat them up. And that's just like I think because I'm very right-handed heavy. And I don't know. And then like sometimes like with the tuning pegs, like they go in and out and you have to like find the sweet spot to turn it onto the grooves. But if you go too much, you run out of room and you have to like undo it all the way and then pull out the groove a little bit more. It's really weird setup. But once you get everything set up, they play great. But like, see here, I don't know if you can see it. See these strings that are sticking out? I almost ran out of room to turn it to where it was in tune. And it's like a whole weird balancing thing. It's really, really interesting. But once you get them set up, man, they play great. They really do. And if you're looking for another headless guitar brand, I would. But Strandbergs are sick, man. Like they're really cool instruments. They're just not for me. 100%. Like I like this one more than the 8-string because I've had more problems with the 8-string. This thing doesn't really give me too much problems. But that's just my own personal opinion. Maybe I'm just naive with Strandbergs and maybe I just play too aggressive. I don't know. All right. So real quick, guys, for those who've been joining me and just celebrating my release of my brand new single, I've got nothing but positive feedback so far, which I'm extremely grateful of. I put my heart and soul into the lyrics, into the production. I think it came out sick. It's called Your Lie by Luna Muerta. That's my solo project. I have a brand new album coming out this Sunday. If you guys would just follow me on Spotify or Google Play or Amazon, or purchase it on iTunes if you're into that. If you really want to support me, there's really no better way to support me than to just listen to my solo stuff, because I literally put my heart and soul into it. All my demo songs are some structure, bare bone skeleton of my full-on songs. And if you guys just want to support me, man, that'd really mean the world to me. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions. I'm gonna get out of here, all right, boys? Just because it's getting late and I want to spend some time with my missus. So I just want to answer a couple more questions and then we'll get out of here. If you have anything else that you guys would like to ask me, or anything at all, I'd be more than willing to answer it. But then after that, I'm gonna get out of here, all right, boys? Even though the solar guitars seem awesome, they seem like a lot like an Ibanez. Yeah, but I don't know. I really don't know much about Ibanez either. I've only had one Ibanez in my life, so I really don't know. Eric, what's up, man? You ever think about trying out a baritone? No, not really. I'd rather boost the string gauge than the scale length. Just because I like scale lengths that I'm familiar with. Like a baritone Les Paul seems weird to me because I'd be playing something like this, like a 27-inch Les Paul. If I want heavier strings or more tension, I would just bump up the string gauge. I'm not really into baritones at all. I'll be honest with you. I think a fan fret would be before baritone too. You know what I mean? I kill for a Solar Type E right now, but currently got an 88 Fender HM Strat on reserve. A Guitar Center used. Solar will have to wait. Maybe in time a Solar will come along like the Keith Merrow you got. Yeah, maybe. But Solars aren't really. I haven't seen any in person. I've never seen one in person, so I feel like they're going to be hard to come by. Have you thought about checking out the MLB Bia baritone? I know you did the Sick Chapman semi-hollow a while ago. I think Bia's signature model would be fair knuckles in as well. Yeah, I thought about it, but again, I kind of said I don't really like Telly style. If I was to check out another Chapman, it'd be the ML1 Pro, the Strat looking one. But I'm not. I'll be honest. I probably won't check it out. There's a lot more interest in other stuff. And I have goals that like other gear I want to get on this channel, and Chapman really didn't get that big of a response and that much interest, so I might have to look elsewhere. I'll be honest. Hey Eric, thanks man, I appreciate it. Dig the new release. Yeah guys, just if you could please just support me, just give it a listen. It's on my channel. It was released about 5 hours ago now, 5-6 hours ago. Yeah, if you could just, it's a song that I wrote my own original lyrics, my screaming vocals that people are really into lately. If you could just support it, man, just listen to it, share it, like it, it'd mean the world to me. That's all I ask of you guys. Just help me out, man. I really appreciate it. I put my heart and soul into this stuff. I live for this shit. Do I like Polyphia? They're interesting. Yeah, I saw Polyphia live. They're opening for August Burns Red a long time ago. They're solid. They're not heavy at all. I mean, let's be real. They're like standard tuning, prog, clean rock kind of stuff. But they're really cool, man. They're unique. They're interesting. I don't mind it. There's one song, James Franco, I like a lot, and there's another one. It's like Crush or something like that. I like a lot. Not a huge fan. Certainly respect them. They're interesting, like you said. But yeah, just there's a time and a place for like that, and I'm not really into like the clean stuff, like instrumental. I like to think of like instrumentals. I like the stuff that I create. It's kind of like the Animals as Leaders style. It's certainly vastly different nonetheless, but like just a little bit of heaviness. I need that in my music. Polyphia just doesn't have that, whereas like Animals as Leaders does, just as an example, or even like Intervals has a little bit more heavy, even though they're not heavy really at all, honestly. All right. Take care, my dude. Cheers. You've never had an Ibanez? I'm from metal guitarist. I said I had one Ibanez, actually. The Meshuggah 8-string that I did bleed on. The most popular video on my channel was an Ibanez. That video is close to like 225,000 views, something ridiculous. But I put like 5-6 months into learning that song. So the payoff was worth it. But yeah, that was the only Ibanez I ever had. The Meshuggah signature 8-string. All right, guys, I'm going to answer one more question, and then I'm just going to get out of here. All right, boys? I only have one Ibanez, two. Iron Labels Premium Prestige Kill It. Yeah, so Iron Labels I was looking into, like the purple one with the bare knuckles, the Aftermath, that looks really, really cool. I've been really looking into that one. Intervals with lyrics would be awesome. Yeah, it would be. But yeah, guys, all right, I'm just going to wrap this up. You know, I really sincerely appreciate you, everybody that's been watching and asking questions. It's like I live for this stuff, man. I live for interacting with you guys, and I know it may be like, you know, kind of hard to understand where I'm coming from, but seriously, just thank you. Seriously, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for me. Thank you for supporting me. I can't wait to get back in front of the camera for you guys, continuing to put out good content. I can't wait to our next live stream, which will be very, very soon. Not exactly sure when, but, you know, there'll be a post on YouTube for it. So be on the lookout for that, guys. All right. So I am out of here. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay metal. And I'll see you guys next time.